It is no longer a laughing matter. Y'all are getting your ass kicked. Show up, stand up, because your daddy, and to the players on that squad, your coach is as much bravado as he had, as much swag as he had. He was the best on the planet. Week in and week out, you knew primetime Deion Sanders was the best probably ever. Y'all ain't on that level. Right. Stop acting like it and show up on the damn field and do what the hell you're supposed to do instead of getting your ass kicked on national television. Somebody got to say it.
So Stephen A. Smith has some words for Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado football team, and he was stepping on Shedeur Sanders' neck today on First Take on ESPN. And he called out Shedeur Sanders because during the halftime against Stanford, I'm not going to directly say Shedeur, but it was either Shedeur or somebody that's in charge of his social media had posted some of his merch during the halftime, and Stephen A. Smith called him out about that and was giving them a reality check on how they're not on Coach Prime's level and they don't have the same discipline as Coach Prime when he was in the NFL. And Coach Prime had gave out his opinion on what Stephen A. Smith and gave out his thoughts. So what we're going to do in today's video is I'm going to play the audio clip of what Stephen A. Smith had to say, the full audio clip. And then we're going to take a look at what Coach Prime had to say, because he responded back to what Stephen A. Smith had to say. And then stay towards the end if you want to hear my opinion about the situation, because I believe Stephen A. Smith did have some good takes. So go ahead and take a listen to Stephen A. Smith, and then I'm going to come back to you guys. If you guys don't mind dropping a like on the video, that would be highly appreciated. And if you want to share this video out, feel free to do so. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Take a listen.
It's an absolute disgrace. Unacceptable. The fact of the matter is, Colorado came into this game 13-point favorites, okay, and got outscored by a 13-point underdog, 46-14 in the second half after being up 29-0. They're now 1-3 in the Pac-12. Their defense has allowed the second most yards per game at 473.7, Shannon, and the seventh most points per game at 35.9 in all of the entire FBS. I believe that Deion Sanders is a coach. I think he's a hell of a coach. He needs some dogs, as he told us. He's about 7 or 8 dogs away, but here's the problem. The players got caught up in the shine their coach generated. And I'm calling out his son, Shedeur Sanders, who I love and I think has star written all over him. But whether it was you or by accident it was somebody on your social media team, you cannot have something being posted at halftime of a damn game. Tom Brady and your dad already joked with you about what you were driving around with and how you needed to be in the film room. Well, guess what? It is no longer a laughing matter. Y'all are getting your ass kicked. Show up, stand up, because your daddy, and to the players on that squad, your coach is as much bravado as he had, as much swag as he had. He was the best on the planet. Week in and week out, you knew primetime Deion Sanders was the best probably ever. Y'all ain't on that level. Right. Stop acting like it and show up on the damn field and do what the hell you're supposed to do instead of getting your ass kicked on national television. Somebody got to say it. I'm sick and tired of people looking at prime time and acting like he was all flash and that he just lived off his talent. He was incredibly disciplined. Yes. He was incredibly committed. He was incredibly focused. I'm seeing a bunch of dudes that are playing for him. They getting caught up in the shine, and they got caught up in all the notoriety that came their way, especially the son who we both love. Yes. But come on now, you got to show up week in and week out and exercise that level of discipline. And you can't have stories out there about how you posted something at halftime for your merch on social media. At halftime?
So after Stephen A. Smith had those comments, Coach Prime did respond back. As you see, it says right here, Stephen A. Smith calls Deion Sanders' loss to Stanford an absolute disgrace. He took to say he's right. Let's move on. Now, I want to touch on that situation that Stephen A. Smith was talking about when he was saying that Shedeur Sanders was promoting his merch on social media during the halftime. Before I give out my take, now, something that I have noticed during the time when Coach Prime was at Jackson State University, when they're in the locker room behind the scenes, I do notice Coach Prime does get on the team a lot if they do have their phones. I know he gets very upset and he gets very angry and he starts yelling at the players a lot if he does see them on their phone. Now, me personally,
for y'all on the phone. You're going to be back on the trailways on the way home. If I catch one of my... What's so important that you got to check a phone right now? What's that important? Other than where you are. This is the moment. Stay in it. Lock in. Live in it. Reside in it. You're checking a phone for right now. What is that important in your life? This is the only thing you got going that can rescue your family in generations. So lock in it. If I have to say it again, you already know me.
If Coach Prime was doing that at Jackson State, I'm pretty sure he's doing the same thing at Colorado. And I don't necessarily think that Shedeur was the one who promoted the merch, but maybe somebody that's in control of his social media, they possibly might have posted Shedeur Sanders merch. Now, with the whole situation with this loss, I don't feel like Shedeur should be the main one getting the backlash, getting the heat, because Shedeur did basically his job. The issue really is the defense. The defense is not able to stop Stanford from scoring. As you've seen, number 13 was just doing whatever he wanted to in that game. The defense was not able to capitalize. As you've seen, Travis Hunter, he was getting cooked by number 13, even though Travis Hunter was playing both roles, the offense and the defense, so he was probably fatigued out. Then you had number 23, Carter Stoppmeyer. He had literally got scored on and then started yelling at Coach Prime, throwing an attitude after he got scored. So it was just a lot of red flags and a lot of mistakes that was being made on the defensive side. And I just don't feel like Shedeur should be getting all the blame when they literally scored 43 points, literally losing by a field goal. So you have to blame the defense. It's the defense fault. It's really not Shedeur Sanders' fault. And also, yeah, he did make a couple of bad passes. I'm not going to lie. It was some plays where he made not the smartest decisions, but Shedeur is definitely one of the hardest worker people on the team. He's one of the guys that has a lot of pressure on him, and he's still young and he has a lot to learn, and he's still growing as a player. But I'm pretty sure that's still not going to matter to a lot of people because, you know, the flashing, the taunting that he does. So a lot of people are expecting him to do the impossible, which I understand. But that's how I personally feel about this whole situation. I don't think Shedeur should be getting all the backlash. But of course, since he runs the offense, everybody's going to think it's Shedeur's fault. He's the reason why they lost. And then the whole situation with his merch being promoted out, which again, may have not been him. We don't know that. So I just wanted to put this video out. If you guys made it this far, I really appreciate you guys. And if you don't mind, drop a like before you leave. That would be very highly appreciated. And also, if you really want to support the channel, you can go ahead and join my membership as well, too. And if you want to share this video out, that would be appreciated as well. I love all you guys. Spread positivity. Until next time, I'm going to see you guys later. Peace out.